So I have tried Wolf Among Us, which is an episodic adventure game by TellTale Games. Yes, the same studios that created the Walking Dead Trilogy, which was a masterpiece on its own. Now the game revolves around Big Bad Wolf, aka Bigby, who works to protect various Fairytale and Folklore characters labeled as Fables, and they reside in a town called Fabletown. Though human-like Fables don't have to worry much to fit in, non-human-like ones have to use an enchantment called Glamour to fit themselves in. And I have played episode 1 so far, so I'm only gonna talk about Bigby's journey in that episode. In the beginning, Bigby enters a building only to find out Mr. Toad in a non-human state and tells him to use Glamour, as I explained before. Anywho, Bigby goes upstairs to find out Kratos was beating up a woman. Well, his name is Woodsman, but he looks so much like Kratos, and he even had an axe with engravings on it. And then a fight broke out and Bigby overpowered the big bad Woodsman. But when asked why the dude was beating her, she kept avoiding the question by saying, "His lips are sealed." But before walking away, she said Bigby ain't that bad as everyone says he is, since he saved her and gave her some money to help her. And I'm pretty sure that's a huge compliment considering everyone around Bigby is scared all the time. Bigby then headed towards his apartment building, and there he met the beauty. And the beauty told him not to tell the beast that he met her, and he lied to Beast when he asked him about her, and he kept his word.
I ain't no snitch!
Anyway, then he tried to get some rest, but suddenly Snow White came knocking on his door and asked him to come with her without explaining anything. And boy oh boy, I wasn't ready for it at all, and neither was Bigby. Someone decapitated the girl we met earlier and left it in front of Bigby's apartment building door. He discovered that someone shoved her ribbon inside her mouth with a ring tied to it, and the ring had some kind of symbol on it, which thankfully came in handy later to identify her. We used it to identify her through the books of Fables in Mayor's office, and it turns out her name is Faith and her husband is Prince Lawrence. So we asked the magic mirror about his whereabouts, and it showed a very gruesome scene and there was blood all over the place. Before we could go look into that, Toad called us and said someone was going through Woodsman's stuff, and the call got cut off abruptly. So I decided to check upon him first, since that seemed the right move to me. And someone was upstairs, but before we could catch him, he vanished. Surprisingly, Toad was trying really hard to hide something. He kept lying even though Bigby kept catching his lies by investigating his house. But thankfully I didn't go rough on him, and eventually he spit out the truth. Apparently one of the Tweedle twins attacked him looking for something that belonged to Woodsman, but if he told Bigby or Snow about it, the Tweedle would have killed his son. Toad also gave us the vital information that they went to Lawrence's house. So we went to Lawrence's house only to see he's fatally injured, and before we could do anything, he died. But while searching his house, we found one of the Tweedle twins and he made a run for it. And after a long chase, Bigby caught him and was about to take him in, but his brother knocked Bigby out. Anyway, after waking up Snow and Bigby took a taxi to a bar where Woodsman is holed up, according to Tweedledee, since he's one of the suspects. And on the way, Snow asked who he suspected as the perpetrator, and I just threw in Bluebeard's name without any knowledge about him, and astonishingly, Snow agreed. Anyway, after going into the bartender and the customer kept lying about Woodsman, only for Woodsman to come out of the washroom after a while. While questioning him, Bigby mentioned that Faith had died, and Woodsman said he had nothing to do with it. And honestly, I kind of believe him, considering he was the last known person to have a tussle with her, and he ain't gonna do something so stupid like that with all that heat and then come to a bar to chill. But the pencil neck next to Bigby turned into a monster and started beating him, only for Bigby to turn into the big bad wolf he's infamous for, and took the fight to the monster. The game gave us the option to rip his arm off, and as a huge fan of justice, I thought it was only fair to give him what he had coming. And then the game said they will remember it. Bro, I don't care if they remember it. They tried to attack me first when I had no intention of fighting. Then Bigby assures Woodsman that he will not hurt him if he comes in quietly. But if it turns out he actually kills the girl, there will be a lot to pay for. And then out of nowhere, Tweedledee showed up to the bar, and I made the choice to catch him instead of Woodsman, because I honestly don't think Woodsman did it, as I mentioned earlier. But just when I thought we were making progress, things took a turn for the worse, and I'm pretty sure no one was ready for it. Snow was decapitated, and her head was left in front of Woodland's door just like Faith. And that marked the end of episode 1. I honestly think the atmosphere of this episode perfectly encapsulated the grittiness of the story and the characters. The storytelling was really good, and the cliffhanger really left me wanting to play the next episode. I just hope here the choices in the end actually matter, unlike The Walking Dead, where in the end none of my choices really mattered in the grand scheme of things. I can't believe I missed out on an amazing game like this for all this time. Please hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and let me know about the choices you made if you have played it and what you think about this game all in all. Subscribe to my channel for episode 2 and be a part of this journey as I grow on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next one.